Hello everyone, welcome to Tube Tales. So I'm going to create a series on React and Material UI so that we can learn how we can use React and Material UI for web applications. So what is React? React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. Basically, it is commonly used for creating web applications with dynamic and interactive user experience. Let's start setting up our project. So for that we need Nodejs and npm on our system, and also we need a editor that is called Visual Studio so that we can code here and see how the things are going to look like in our web applications. So we need to download node.js according to our system, either it is a Mac or the Windows, and we can download directly from here, and we have to just install the packages. And after that we have to open our terminal on the location wherever we want to add our project, and there we have to run one command which I have listed here, that npx create react app my app. So what does this command do? It will create a directory in the folder where you want to add your project, and it will create a sample react app for you. So I have already opened my terminal where I want to. So this is a training folder where I want to add a new folder which have the basic dependencies whatever we need as a sample react basically of React. So let's see how we can do that. We have to just paste this command like this. As you can see, I am going to change the name of the app because I have already this name. So let's suppose I am creating one React app with test. So we have to just paste this command and we have to press it enter. Now as you can see, a new React app is starting to be created. So if you go to this training, you will see a folder has been already created with the name whatever I have given in this command. So npx create react app test, it means like you have to create a folder named test by using this command. So create react app means it is a basic structure of React which we need to build our application. So as you can see, the command has been run successfully, and we can see okay, now we have the folder with test, and now we have to just start our server. So let's see how we can start our React app on our local system directly. So for that we have to just open our folder in Visual Studio, or we can go to directory of that test folder. As you can see here, cd test. By using that also you can go to that folder, and then we have to run a command, or we can directly open it in the Visual Studio. So now see, I have already opened it a test folder in my Visual Studio. There is one terminal here, as you can see. If I click on this, so there are four things I can see. One is problem output, debug console, and terminal. So in terminal there is one command which we have to run and tell okay, now we have to start a server. So what is the command? It is npm start. Once you press enter, so you can see it will going to start your application on the server itself. So as you can see, we have one React application which is running on localhost 3000. We can also change the ports whatever we want to, but by default it will always take 3000. So it is a default app, default structure which we get from that command create react app. So I hope you are now able to understand how to create the React app and how to start the server. And npm start. So let's see how it works basically. So there is one file in our structure that is package.json. So what is package.json, what all these things do in package.json, let's see. And okay, so first one is this name which is called as a test. So this is the name of your React application which we have given while running that command, that npx create react app, and the name of the application. So this is the name, we can change. This is the default version we will get from. You want to change, we can do that. We have some dependencies. What is this dependencies? Basically these are the default dependencies. These are the dependencies which we require to build our application and to run our application. So before React version, so as you can see, we will go one by one. So this is one React is 18th version. So it is telling us okay, which version we are using of a React, which version we are using of the React DOM and React script. So we all are aware of these things. So React is the basic structure which we are providing, how to work with the DOM. These are the default packages which come once we are installing this while we are installing this React app, right? So these are all the versions by default came. So whenever we are running any command, it basically call the latest version whatever we have. So these things come with npx react command. Now what are these? So before version 16 we have to do the testing by using jest and enzyme. Okay, so these are the third party libraries which we have to install in our application. But now after react 17 they have introduced the testing library by default in react. So these are the default testing library and things, so that we can directly test our code whatever we are written. So this is the jest. By default they are providing just jest. By default they are providing some user events like on click, on mouse down, on blur, all those events which are a user event. So they are providing the library by default for that as well. I hope this section is clear, because whenever we install any plugin by using npm install and the package of that name, it will come in this section and it will tell okay which version we are using. Next is scripts. Scripts is basically used to tell okay how this application will start, how the build is going to be created, how the command to run our test cases and all those. So these things we are introduced in this scripts section. So npm start, which we already did. So from here it runs. Okay, so it reads, okay, read script start. We have to do this part when we are doing npm start. We want to change this, we want to add anything in this npm start command, like we want to change the local host, we want to add something like while we are doing this npm start it should follow some of the linting issues. So we can define everything here. Build is something like when we are creating the bundle while we are deploying the things on the environment. So this command will work. And then we have a test to run the test cases. Okay, so in this section ESLint config, we can provide the syntax for the ESLinting. Whatever the linting points we want to add, we can do that. And these browser list is basically we are telling them okay which browser you need to support. Like if we are giving this Nodejs, so it should be worked a version which is supported like in 24 months, like they have some supports in between these 24 months. And if we are giving this, it means like you don't need to work upon Opera Mini. So these things we can define like on which browser you need to work upon. Then we have one more thing which is not here right now, that is the dev dependencies. So that does not come by default, but we want to, if we want to add, we can add those. Why these dev dependencies we need to add in our system? These dependency help us a developer to write a clean and more accurate code. So let's suppose we have one JavaScript library that is called a standard. Standard is basically which help us to standardize the JavaScript rules, like maps should always have a return statement, right? So those things we are not by mistakenly forgotten in our applications. So it helps us to do that. If we are adding that dev dependency, so it will make sure while we are writing the code these things should be present, otherwise it will give you a compiling error like this application have these error because you are not doing this. Okay, we can have more things like this, like for double equal is like we should always use triple equal to instead of double equal to. So it will throw all those error like standard library. We can even use dev dependencies like if we want to add a TypeScript only for the development purposes. So those kind of dependencies will come in a dev dependency structure, so we can add those. I hope now package.json is clear to all of you. If you still have any query, you can comment down and I can reply to those comments, like how we can add more things in package.json and how it is going to be work. That's it for this video. In future videos we will learn how the basic structure look like and how this page is coming from the React app, and we will do some changes in this page and see how it will come on our applications. And after that we'll learn about material UI and more concepts of React. So thank you guys for watching.